What is up? This is Maurice for Geeks Under Grace, and I'm here with a real-time tactics strategy game called Ancestors Legacy, developed by Destructive Creations and published by 1C Company. They've been generous and donated us a code so we could actually review their game. It actually came out in May, so I'm a little behind on this, but it's a strategy game, so it takes a while to get through. One level in the campaign takes about 40 minutes to do, based upon, that's just the nature of a tactics game. I'm also going to say, obviously, this is a content warning. As you can see, the artwork here is very violent, as it was in the turn of the new millennium, which is where a lot of these scenarios are based. I guess I should go ahead and check this out. So you can do Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons, the Germans, and the Slavs. As you can see here, this is right before the first 1,000 years of human civilization, and then as you move forward in time with the different campaigns. You can also see here that the developers and Destructive Creations are still working on the game, so either this will be added into the base game as a patch or DLC. We'll have to find out. I've done the Vikings campaign so I can understand the mechanics of the game. So sorry for those of you who are looking forward to seeing Vikings in this QuickScope. I won't be playing as them. But yeah, they're good campaigns. Good campaigns. Very solid stuff. This is an indie game with AAA development quality. In terms of visuals, you need cinematics down there. They look great. So, by the way, I'm not going to do Edward Confessor. I wanted to do the Germans for this QuickScope because we see so much of British everything in video games. This is called Ancestors Legacy. Obviously, this is well, minus the Slavs, but you're talking about Northern Europe, Northwest. As usual, let's pretending kind of like Asia doesn't exist, Africa doesn't exist, and it's just Eurocentric. So I wanted to do something different besides Anglo-Saxons, but the first scenario in the German campaign is one that does not require you to build a base or maintain one. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do Harold Godwinson's campaign. Because Edward Confessor's campaign, the story, it's very Age of Empires. Like, if you've played Age of Empires 2, you will love this game. Because it's based in history, rooted in history. Edward the Confessor's campaign talks about his piety and his lack of dalliance, and there in the artwork is a topless woman in his bed as he's praying and ignoring her. So we're not going to do his. We're going to do Harold Godwinson's for this QuickScope.
Edward the Confessor met his end on a cold night of the 5th of January 1066, bequeathing the country to no heir. The only apparent scion to the throne was Edgar, a 15-year-old son of Edward the Exile. Unfortunately, due to Edward the Confessor's inability to secure young Edgar's heritage, a prospect of peaceful hereditary succession receded. As a result, a claim to Britain's throne was demanded by 3 ambitious champions. A cunning nobleman, Harold Godwinson, that secured his position as the most powerful man in England after succeeding his father as the Earl of Wessex. William the Bastard, who has been allegedly offered a kingship by Harold Godwinson shortly before Edward the Confessor's death.
You're going to be the heir to the throne with the name Bastard. Sucks to be you.
Lastly, the King of Norway himself, Harald Hardrada, who is considered the last great Viking. However, the Witenagemot, the ruling class of royal councillors, considered Edgar too inexperienced to be an effective leader in the course of inevitable succession war, and decided to crown Harold Godwinson as the next King of England. As a result, Tostig, an exiled brother of King Harold Godwinson, persuaded the King of Norway to invade Britain. Shortly before that, Harold tried dissuading him from sailing, but when Tostig asked what the new king had in return for the Norwegian monarch, he just snorted. 7 feet of English ground, or as much more as he may be taller than other men. Early in September, Harold Hardrada took over 300 Drakkar ships in the direction of East Britain heading for York. The first demonstration of resistance was met at the outskirts of the town of Fulford, led by brothers Edwin and Morcar.
Alrighty.
We're close to Fulford. I heard that some of Tostig's filthy mercenaries are hiding here. Be prepared. Talk of the devil. Take no prisoners.
One of the cool things I like about this game is how it reminds me so much of the Total War games. Sega publishes those. Total Assembly, Creative Assembly does Total War. But if you can actually zoom into the fights from a cinematic mode, as my archers just look like. So yeah, you can actually do this, and as the camera shakes automatically.
Really desperate. The god is with us. We have to support Morcar's army in Fulford and prepare for battle. Move out. Let's go.
Yes, back in the days when people determined that.
These waters can be our ally in battle.
I wonder how. I'm not familiar with that. I've never fought in water in this game. There's a little spiked trap, so okay, interesting. It's interesting, also interesting in history how, you know, God had to be with you as you slaughter and conquest, right? Oh, I'm getting fought. I'm getting waylaid somewhere. Come back, come back, come back. So spears are weak against shields. What are these slings? Now I'm not familiar with sling, guys. They're weak versus shields, so they're pretty useless too. Archers are weak against shields. So pretty much everything I own does not excel very well against shields. Oh yeah, friendly fire. Well, here's what it is. I'm trying to get to the base.
Over here.
Yeah, I need. Well, with the Vikings, I have like just the berserkers with axes. They counter shield infantry. Slings, I'm not familiar with. High mobility, poor morale, arrows. I don't really know the difference between arrows and slings, but okay. I'll have to read the description.
Edwin, you've come late. We prepared for battle as much as we could, but that's not enough.
Voice acting could use some work, but I appreciate it nevertheless.
Strengthen the flanks and fortify. Did the scouts come back?
Yes, Harald and his warriors are 2 days away from here. We need to hurry up.
Calm down, brother. We have plenty of time.
All right. So, you want in this game, you see my negative food is counting down. So, when you take over a place, you have to. Actually, the way this game works is you can take over different settlements, like these different houses, and around them will have resources. And you build these, and my food supply will go up, and it'll count up eventually. Right now, it's counting down because I'm negative.
We should wait for them.
You can also restore your squads. Most things count wood here instead of what is this? Gold or silver. See how my supply is positive now?
We need more supplies for God's sake.
And it
take anything from the villagers without hesitation.
Okay. Seize resources from the villagers' carts. Alright, so we need to go around and do that.
It's going to get dark soon. We must watch out.
So get those things and then come back and hurry. Alright, so you can also build. What else can you build? In these tabs. So I need to get shieldman squads. How do you get shieldmen? Technology tier 2. Alright. Okay, it's not telling me where to take. There it is. So that costs 75 wood and 20 ignits. What is this? Well, I can't really fight him because I don't have anything that can. You need to build more houses to increase your population. So this house right here, so that you can build more units. Usually a hero unit can hold its own for a while, so I'm not really worried about that guy. He'll be able to fight him on it all by himself, which is kind of weird. You'd think that people shouldn't be able to do that by themselves, but okay. Hey, I could send them some help. Still technology tier 2. Alright, what else I gotta build? Archery towers. There's one. Oh, I have to queue it up because I'm researching technology. Go fight, dude. What are you doing? Leave that man by himself. And then they also have special abilities. The hero units do. So they're about to win anyway. See, like I said, he can mostly handle by himself, but I just wanted to knock it out real quick and move on with my life. Alright, so I need 2 shield people, which means I need 2 houses. So I'm going to build 1 arrow tower and then build an extra house for my population limit right here with the 7 out of 7. Spear ball. Alright. So as they're building a
There
new
must be more
house,
supplies laying around. You have to search the surrounding grounds.
I mean,
Shieldmen, right! They will be crucial in this battle.
I just collected the other stuff that you wanted me to, yo.
We were being attacked!
That way. Is that extra wood I can collect, or is that a resource? See, that's the thing. On your mini-map, it'll tell you, like, these little meat on bones will indicate where your food is. But I didn't notice anything particular for... Where's my shield? Okay. Wow, they come... The barracks is way over there on the other side of the village. That's funny. I didn't notice any place because the other resources were on the mini-map. So they were easy to spot. Build our other archery tower. We'll meet you head up. So there's no mistake. You can also upgrade armor. 50 ignats each. As you can see, my income is not very high, so I don't want to do that because then I'll run out. Yeah, we definitely need to give you a waypoint there. Alright, so I've fulfilled the minimum requirements it just gave me. I want to restore the people lost in my unit.
What happened? They are closer than we think.
How close are they?
It's a matter of hours now.
Good.
Good? You sound like you waited for it.
We have to stop delaying the inevitable. Let's secure the bank of Germany back. Our west flank is inaccessible now, due to the Oust River overflow. And then, east from here, there's nothing but swamps. Our defense line is Germany back.
Then we must give all we have left in us.
No doubt, my young brother.
This way! I'm here!
Okay, defend Fulford, I understand that. Ah, secure flank with a hero. Cool. Got it. I sent this dude out. Oh, they're going back. So there's some more wood hidden in the back.
Line up, spearmen!
thought I at least sent one unit up there to collect these other items. Archers are really good in this game. Shields are good. They're good all around units. The AI very rarely builds counter to shieldmen. Although spears are counted by shields and swords. So one of the this game does have a balancing issue, I think. Some units are just stronger, straight up. Like, makes you wonder if you should even build certain things, like in the campaign anyway. Like, it gives you spearmen, but if the AI throws shields against me or other spears, I mean, if I'm other spears, it'll be a push. But if they're shields, I'll lose. So it's better to just build shieldmen, because I have not really seen the berserkers or what have you that counter the shields in the campaign, at least. Whereas if the computer throws shields at you, you can build berserkers, but it also builds spearmen, which counter berserkers. So I'm putting my heroes in place.
No matter what happens, do not try to cross the Germany boundary.
Put them on spear wall mode. In defensive mode, well, I was going to, but it's cutscene.
If it was Tolstig, feast would be more appropriate than an army.
There we go.
Stay focused. Now the real battle begins.
So I'm going to put them in defensive stance. Units do gain experience or prestige. All my shields here. So yeah, nothing but spears, which is fine because my sword make a handle. But my hero's not in the fight, so we got to get him in. Push up. My archers are not fighting. Archers are very deadly in this game. Especially if you have them shoot from the correct angle. Otherwise, you'll hit that friendly fire penalty. Like, I probably shouldn't have put my spears here, but I guess they'll be alright. They're not even really fighting. I keep getting that friendly fire penalty. Maybe I should stop that. So they've already won, so you want them to heal in their camp. How are y'all doing? I have no idea.
We better retreat and patch our wounds.
Yeah, not necessary. These guys are fine. So what I'll do is I'll retreat with my shields, and I'll have them run back to base. Like that? Alright, there we go. I want you to be offense. I want to have them retreat, run back to base, and when they come, when they arrive at base, I'm going to restore them and put them back on the front line. So the next round's going to be shields and archers. Got it.
Get ready! Another attack is incoming!
Oh man, I didn't heal my ward. I didn't heal my hero. That was a mistake. So I'm gonna bring one of these over. Get my other shieldmen who are still up here and bring them back. And of course my hero unit. Where's the difference between slingers? Poor morale, highly mobile, range, and damage. Okay. Sure. So in a game, in a scenario like this, I'm gonna go defense for my swordman who gained level. Just in time for my other shields to arrive. And so I guess you get different penalties if you're outnumbered and such. I'm gonna stop doing that. Oh yeah, we don't want to cross the water. What are y'all doing? Can't get them to go back. Yeah, once they engage, that's another thing. You can't break off. You're kind of like fighting forever. You're just stuck. And now that my shields have completely died, I'm going to build another one. And then I can start using my archers again. Why are y'all so slow? It's raining. Hit those dudes.
They managed to sneak through the swamps.
Oh, they're gonna flank us from the west. Okay. So with the shield, then you can raise your shields, and they become less vulnerable to archer fire. Because my back is to them, I might be able to get away with hitting them without too much friendly fire. There we go.
Harold and his elite guards. How come? The Ouse River was to be inaccessible.
Man, hard scenario. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Damn it. I won't make it.
Get up. Oh. Oh, level 4? That's not good.
We better retreat and patch our wounds.
Yes.
I have no strength to keep on fighting.
Yeah, we definitely need to retreat. Everybody needs to get back.
This is my last.
Oh. No. I wasn't supposed to lose. It'll probably, let's try this again.
Always sharp. No matter what happens, do not try to cross the Germany battle. Keep it down. Infantry. Grab your weapons.
That's what I'm saying. In this campaign, it almost would be better to disband the spearmen and just build shields, because they counter. I don't need to do this because they straight up counter. I mean, shields are strong against spears. Okay, spears are a push against other spears. So that's what I'll do. I'll disband my spears and just build more shields. That's what we'll do. Wow, that is quite the wedge there. Okay, they've already overwhelmed them by sheer numbers. So they've got to retreat.
Take your aim! Fire!
The lower the morale, the farther they run. So I already got to heal that guy.
We better retreat and patch our wounds. I have no strength to keep on fighting.
Alright, man. Stop wussing out. Got it. Good gracious, move up. Attack that. They wouldn't move. Why aren't my spears moving to attack? See this? My swordman from all the way from my base. What's wrong with it? Man, just get rid of these guys. This is the first time I've had problems with controlling the game. I didn't have that all through the Viking campaign where I would issue a command and they just wouldn't do it. I hadn't had that problem. That's the first time this happened. Very frustrating. Oh, snap. Back up. That's one of the reasons why you shouldn't cross the river right there. Get back on the front line, dude. Ow. All of you. Get back. Except for you.
Get ready! Another attack is incoming!
Listen up, lads! Advance! Infantry!
Hurry up. Alright. Oh no. I do not want them fighting my archers. I head up like that. So I had to make them retreat. So we're going to try this. We're going to let them go push forward, and I'm just going to hit them from the back like that. Use one of his Inspire Fear. So yeah, let's go defense.
Stand ready, lads! Take your aim! Infantry! Listen up, lads!
So this is working out much better. My slings even gained experience. So we're gonna go I always go accuracy with projectile forces. So I have an option. I'm gonna let them retreat, move forward with a new route. Why are y'all fighting like melee units? Okay, I did not have this many problems with commands and such all through the Viking campaign. I don't know what is going on right now. I have no idea what this is. I had another shield. Longbowmen take their time to aim, but shoot with increased accuracy. The Vikings just get speedy attacks. They just attack faster.
Retreat and patch our wounds.
Edward!
Alright, I'm gonna sit right there.
I have no strength to keep on fighting.
What are these dudes doing? Just standing around. They should be fighting. Come from behind if you have to.
Through the swamps.
I'm just gonna take my shield, my archers back. Where are my slings? Do they die? Oh, there they are. They are dying. Holy crap. That's how deadly archers are. That's ridiculous. That flank is nasty. Oh, that hurts. Okay, they won their fight. Doing much better with that now.
Followed them as elite guards. How come? The Ouse River was to be inaccessible. Edwin!
So this is the part where I'm going to retreat earlier than I did last time. Maybe sacrifice unit. Yeah, I don't want him getting caught in that. In that elite wave. Right here. Archers and slings fire up on him. Hope for the best.
We better retreat and patch our wounds.
Okay.
I have no strength to keep on fighting.
How far are you running, dude? That's just ridiculous. Come back. Where are you going? You're going out of bounds.
To surround us.
We want to survive. We need a way out. Get them.
We will not succeed. They will crush us like little bugs.
We have no choice. We must run.
Retreat!
Oh, retreat? Oh, you have to retreat. Oh, that's not fun. You have to lose? So I lost because a hero unit died. But you win by losing because you have to retreat. I mean, I get it that maybe that happened historically, but that's a that's a bittersweet feeling. I won. My heroes are safe because I retreated. Okay. But you get the idea of what Ancestors Legacy is about. It's about managing like little squads at a time. You retreat. Some units have an ability where you can prevent the opponent from retreating by like basically spearing them in the foot so they can't run. That's sort of what the skill looks like. And yeah, just beat them into submission until eventually the units run out. What does the next scenario look like? I just want to take a look what the story is.
Morcar was not ready to face Harold's army ferociously ravaging the Mercian coast. Tostig knew the Terran, foisting the defenders to an unfavorable position. Anglo-Saxon troops couldn't hold the ground for long enough, and soon the Battle of Fulford turned into a bloodshed. On the 20th of September, Edwin and Morcar were forced to cut back, and with their army shattered, left York unprotected. I mark the day of the Fulford shambles black. By mere miracle I returned to York, only to be downcast by the cries of widows of my fallen brethren. But there was no time to yell bloody murder, as the Viking army was getting closer to our home each breath. We, who survived, had no other choice but to pluck up courage and stand our ground. Withal, we're far from being an army. Hardly a bunch of outworn bruisers who lucked out on death. But without us, York will burn.
York needed help and protection. There was no army left to fend off the Viking forces, so Dunstan and the few lucky survivors gathered what resources they could and prepared for the incoming strike as best as possible. So that's the next scenario, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I love how quickly this thing loads. Yep, so that is... Hold on. That is Ancestors Legacy by Destructive Creations and 1C Company. So yeah, it's a tactics game. You know, manage smaller squads up to 10 units. Take over bases and have them build so you can have resources to recruit and upgrade your army. It's important to maintain your units so that they retain experience throughout battle. Those sorts of things. So yeah, it's very fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed the campaign, except for that one moment where I was being frustrated about the spears. I'd never seen that before. The pathing there, I think, is a one-time thing, but I hadn't had any problems, and I've been playing this game for 10 hours, going on 15 maybe. I've noticed that there might be some complaints in the multiplayer because with different factions, if your starting unit is the counter to the other opponent's starting unit, then the opponent has no chance. And so somehow the developers are going to have to figure out how to balance, let's say, if Vikings start off with spears and the Anglo-Saxons start with shields and swords, well, Anglo-Saxons will always win, you know, the tier 1. So hopefully they figure out how to manage that so it's more dynamic, more balanced. I haven't tried multiplayer myself. I will. I always do multiplayer after I finish the campaign, so when I write my review, I'll make an attempt to do multiplayer and see what happens there. But yeah, that's it for our quick scope of Ancestors Legacy by Destructive Creations and published by 1C Company. Maurice for Geeks and the Grace. Peace out, y'all.